Hey everyone, and welcome back to Timeless. Today we're going to be running it back with blue-black tempo. This deck's awesome. No changes to the deck list, so no deck today. Let's just get right into the games. Alright, game one, we're going to be on the play against the Joe Cheney. Let's see what we got. We have turn one Nethergoyf to jam, and then we can use Brainstorm next turn to sculpt our hand. And if our opponents are really threatening something, we can hold up Mana Drain just in case. So I like this hand a lot. Go ahead and keep it. Let's go ahead and throw out our threat on turn one. And see what our opponent is up to. Alright, Mono Red Gaming. Alright, ooh, Fatal Push, that's a great one to draw. So let's go ahead and just Brainstorm right here. With the Brainstorm, we might want to put back this tap land. We might want to put back Sink into the Stupor, because, 3 mana to bounce something against control, or 3 mana for, or 3 life for a land is not really something you want to do against aggro, right? I think these two are still the ones I want to go back. Mana Drain is a little clunky and expensive, but it's got to be better than Sync. Yeah, I would say it's better than Sync. I want to be able to Fatal Push something next turn. Ooh, if I have to Fatal Push something, I have to Shock Fetch. I think that's fine. And we're going to want to do that right now, just to clear the top of our library. And then we can go ahead and take a look at what's up over here. Swift Sphere. Okay, yeah, definitely pushing that. Alright, we're already down to 13. We'll be fine. Because now we get to hold up Mana Drain and then do a big cruise. Yeah, so that one gets the counter. That's fine. That's going to get Fatal Pushed. And another Kumano. Not great. So we might want to hold our Goyf back if these Kumanos are really going to be ticking. I think that is probably the best idea for now. Eventually we'll be able to like Mana Drain and cruise to pull ahead on card advantage and pull ahead on board. But until then, we're kind of behind. Alright, Swifty? Yeah. So is this one that's worth Mana Draining? I'm gonna say no right now. Ah, yeah, I'll Mana Drain this one. Right, and no attacks from them, I would presume. We can go ahead and Surveil here, and then we can get a big 1-mana Treasure Cruise through. This is gonna be huge. Put that in the graveyard for card types. Alright. We do want to keep card types in the bin for our Goyf. So this costs 7. We can use 2 here, so we gotta exile 5 things. We can get rid of the lands because we can put another land into there, and then we have a bunch of duplicate instants. Actually, we have even more duplicate instants. Alright, that's good. And then we'll auto-pay like that. Draw some cards. Nightmare is very cool. We could also put the cruise right back on top of our library, which is dope. That's something I'm interested in doing? I think so. We do need to hit more threats, so I'd love to draw more cards. And then we're mostly just passing and chilling still. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and attack here. It's fine. We're gonna go ahead and block like this for the guaranteed kill. And then if they put a removal spell out onto Goyf, I'm just gonna counter to protect it. Yeah, we'll take our Mana Drain mana, thank you. We're gonna take a little bit of a beating here though, that's 5 damage. It's a lot. Alright. It's a lot considering I have to fetch a little bit coming up. We put Lurrus into our hand to get a lifelinker down. That seems like a pretty solid idea. Do we want to just play it and tap out? I think I'd rather like hold up counters and kill their stuff in that case. Let's wait 1 turn on Lurrus. And we'll do double Drown in the Loch this turn for removal plus counterspell. And then next turn we can get Lurrusing. Really tough with us at 6 HP. Okay. Our opponent is not keen on doing anything. I am very happy to, well, fetch first, I would assume. Do we want to put a drain on top? I don't think we need to, right? Yeah, I'll just fetch a basic. Let's go ahead and destroy target creature. And then I think I'm supposed to take out their other one too. No, not with one counterspell in my hand. I think I'd rather protect my Luris. Play this. We're going to protect it with Drown in the Lock. And of course also protect our life total. Oh, I'm going to get skull cracked? I am not interested in that. Let's see your top card. Eidolon. Ooh, that's a tough one. Yeah, it's a toughie. That is actually a really tough one. I'm going to go ahead and attack with my Luris, I would think. Because I really can't loop anything with that Eidolon in play. Let's see if they want to trade here. They do. I'll gain a marginal amount of life. Luris gets exiled, unfortunately, so we can't Nightmare it back. But what we can do is we can take out a bunch of redundant cards in our graveyard. We can get another land there easily. Actually, let's go for min cost, or close to it here. Okay, and we do hit a Fatal Push, that's good. Yeah, I gotta take the damage. We'll hold up a manager in here. And, well, let's get attacking. Or actually, we already got attacking for that turn. Alright, we're gonna have 2 glyphs here. Hopefully this is good enough. I probably should have brainstormed first before playing that glyph. Bone Crusher, me? I've been going to have to say no to that. Ooh, Crazy Frog. I do want to not draw these Thought Seizes, so let's go ahead and fetch real quick. We're gonna get some mana that we can't use, unfortunately. And then we'll hit our opponent for 4 here. So if they have Burn Spell in hand, draw another Burn Spell, it's bad for us, but if they don't, I think we'll be able to win next turn. Kumano? Yep. Alright, nice. Alright, Mono Red always sweaty. So against them, we're definitely going to want a bit more creature removal. We're going to want Blood Chief's Thirst. We're going to want the board wipes as well. And probably Spell Snare is good enough as well. And then it's the question of what don't we want? We definitely do not want Hand Hate against them. We probably want to like trim on these nightmares that are going to go long. We're probably going to not want all of the mana drains just because their deck is so low to the ground. They're not explicitly a Luris deck. They are playing a Bone Crusher Giant, but still, mana drain at best is a 2 for 2 on mana. Same with Drown, but I really like the flexibility of being able to hit a creature in play. I'd just rather have these little 1 mana counter spells. Could also do something like this, just to 3/3 Bauble Drain. Thinking if there's anything else I want against them. We obviously don't want Surgical against them. We don't want the Pierce. Like, you could theoretically have Pierce in for their burn spells. But I'm not convinced that is better than Drain. Maybe it is. Maybe it's better than last copies of Bauble Drain like that. Yeah, when we're going second, let's go ahead and run it like this. We got all the answers in the world. All right, on the draw, we have a 1-lander, but this is a 1-lander that goes like Blood Chief's Thirst and Spell Snare, so I think it's probably fine. Let me think. How bad could this go? Can I mold a worse hands? It's a tough one. Let's mulligan. Oh, this is so much worse. I should have kept that first one. Okay, this we can keep. We could just keep Meathook Massacre plus a Spell Snare. Not going to be thrilled about it. And I think we'll keep Goyf as well. Yeah, we should have kept that first one. It's okay. Alright, and then here we're either gonna Spell Snare or Surveil. Let's see if they play a 2-drop. They do. Yeah, that's a 2-drop I want to get rid of. That's worth shocking and fetching for 100%. Ooh, mana drain, perfect. Oh, mana drain into big meat hook, perhaps? That would be saucy. No, it's a little early for the big meat hook. We'd probably just use the mana to put Luris into our hand. That could probably resolve. Do we want to counter this? It's 3 whole mana, so yeah, we put Luris into our hand with this. I say that's fine to counter. But remember, you get the mana equal to the mana value, not however much they spent on it, which is really nice in a situation like this. So now we can play Luris, play the Goyf, hold up Spell Pierce, and then Meat Hook the next turn. No bolting. Ooh, play with fire me. Do we want to pierce this? I think we might. Yeah, I think it's actually wise to pierce because they're at 3 mana, so it's going to be hard to pierce them in the future. Also denies them the scry when they are more or less in top decking mode. Alright, ooh, Helix. Okay, so we can save our Goyf if we hit well with the Surveil here. Let's do it. We gotta get it to 4 by surveilling a new type. That is not a new type, that is a land. That's fine, though, because we can just draw that land and replay the Goyf. Oh, it's exiled, correct. Is a Kumano. That's fine, because we can just Meat Hook after. So I actually don't want to play my Luris here. We're gonna just chill. We're big chilling here. And we could think about putting something on top with a Mystic Sanctuary. I don't know if we will, but we can definitely think about it. Do we want to put something on top? Do I want a mana drain or whatever for when I untap? I don't think so. It's just mana drain or spell snare or spell pierce. I'm not going to be able to hold up either of them right away. So let's just go ahead and fetch a tap land. And let's slam this Meat Hook on 2. 2 life, very, very relevant here. And now we should be able to turn the corner with Luris. Okay, Lightning Helix on top. So we know Luris is going to get hit by that. Ooh, Deluge, cool. So I'll probably, yeah, just chill on playing Luris. We'll just honestly not play Luris. Alright, Kumano, sure. Let's see. Ooh, Bowmasters. Alright. Go ahead, attack you. Your turn. Right, yeah, they might go ahead and hit me instead. That's fine. So if they draw a bolt effect, I'm dead. If they don't, we're chilling. Okay, I'm dead. Alright, let's go to game 3. Same stuff for game 3, right? Yeah, I don't think I envision changing it. Maybe what we could do when we're on the place, we take the spell pierces out, and then we just put in more mana drains, because now we can actually, like, afford to play the 2 mana spell. We won't be too far behind. When you're against Burn, holding up 2 mana early in the game is a bit much. But when you're on the play, it's a little easier to do that. Alright, let's see it. We got a Brainstorm into Crazy Frog kind of hand. A little awkward, but we can keep this. I just jammed 2 frogs in a row. Mystic Sanctuary and Surveil Land in our opener is, like, very awkward, of course. But this is fine enough to keep. Here I might just push whatever they play. Especially if it's like a Swift Spear. That card's way too good. Kumano? Sure. Alright. Ooh. Yeah, I don't have to play out Frog into whatever nonsense they have. We can play Bowmasters. Alright, another Kumano. You got it. And Bowmaster's coming out. Ooh, Tameo. That's nice. So actually, we'll play a Tameo and hold up a Fatal Push. I was gonna play a Frog, but I was very worried about it just dying to a removal spell. Oh, and if they want to shoot my Bowmasters, I'm gonna be so happy with that. That's pretty low value, to be honest. All right, we're gonna block with Tamio here, and if they use a burn spell to clear it out of the way, we're gonna brainstorm in response and try to flip her. The Vortex. Tough, but we're not gonna be able to answer that. All right, block like this. No, thank you. Ooh, 2 glyphs. That's quite good. I might even just put the frogs back. Frog is expensive, man. Alright. I'll take a damage, draw a card. And then what we're going to do here, we'll shuffle away the one frog because it's expensive, and then we'll just play out our hand. Frog, glyph, glyph, plus Tammy. Hard to imagine us losing from this situation, right?
Use your words.
Alright, Swift Spear coming through. And removal spell, perhaps? Yeah, they will be skull cracking Tammy. I'll happily block for her, though. Alright, sweet, yeah. They're out of here. Tamio is not a beatable card for a lot of decks. I know that from playing Energy myself. If that card resolves and it sticks in play, ooh, it's tough. Alright, game 2. We are going to be on the play again. We are against an unknown deck with an unknown companion. Zero Lander. Obviously, I have to send that back, unfortunately. But, ooh, Mana Drain Brainstorm hand. This has all the juice. All the 2 mana juice, though, so it's a little concerning. Let's put back second Mana Drain. Oh, Mana Drain's so good. I'm thinking about putting back Frog, actually. Yeah, let's put back Frog. And then here, I think we'll just play this land tapped. And then next turn, we could figure out what we're doing. Either playing a Bowmasters or a Drain. That is not a common card. Oh, we seeing Prime Time? This is like seeing a dinosaur. I haven't played this deck in a month. Yeah. Primeval Titan. Let's do it. Oh, with Flare. Nice. Okay, can they potentially prime time next turn? The answer is no, so we could flash out Bowmasters. But after that, we just need to hold up Mana Drain, but they have a Cavern on Giant, so... Ooh, it might get tough. It might get tough, guys. Oh yeah, Castle. Oh, and another Flare. Do I want 3 mana? I think I'd rather get a Bowmasters down. Oh man, this Cavern's really gonna beat us up. Green and white, interesting. Wonder what that's for. Let's get Bowmasters down. Double blue, of course. Alright, Bauble, let's see what's on top of your library. I don't think we're going to brainstorm here. We're just going to hold up our 2 mana interaction and hope it's good enough. It probably won't be with a Cavern in play. Oh, no! No! You're not supposed to draw that. So we cannot counter this on the stack. What's funny is we could try to if we really wanted 6 mana. So unfortunately, I think we're going to have to settle for like blowing this up once it hits play, which we actually can't even do with Drown. That's tragic. So what do I do? Because this is on Giant. It's uncounterable. I'm not going to trade a Mana Drain for 6 mana, right? Nah. We're just gonna... We're gonna cope. Would go really bad. Yep, tap like that just to make sure the auto tapper doesn't screw you, and that thing will resolve. Yeah. I don't think we could beat this. Yeah, actually, just straight up, we cannot beat a turn 3 prime time. That was turn 3, right? Wow. Nice job, opponent. It went turn 1, thing, flare, turn 2, thing, flare, turn 3 prime time. That's dope. Against this, what's good is that counter spells are generally very good against this deck. It's just unfortunate that they had their Cavern right there. We can go ahead and bring in a DT for a Nightmare, just so that we can find our effective cards a little bit better. We could think about maybe since we were the TT in, we could bring in 1 Surgical, try to like remove Prime Time from the deck. That's too cute though. What else would I want? Actually, Fatal Push is not it, right? Not against this deck. So let's put the Thirst in. And yeah, maybe we could do that one surgical thing. We could put in Meat Hook actually for the zombie tokens. It is an out for the late game. This is tough though. This is a tough matchup. The deck is not like tech to beat this because this is very much out of the meta. I think surgical to take out the prime time is just a little bit too cute. So let's run it back. We definitely might lose this. Right on the play. We got mana trade, but we can't cast it, really? I think it's still going to be okay with Thoughtseize in our hand. We'll just have to find our blue source. Literally every other deck in the... Or every other land in the deck makes blue, so we should be fine. They Once Upon a Time first. Okay. Find a Grazer. Alright. Ooh. I guess we're supposed to take Veil here. So they can just ramp and ramp and ramp and spin their gears, but they can't quite get anywhere, not quickly at least. Okay, yeah, and there's our blue for mana drain. They'll be taking a Surveil here, I'm sure. Yep, and then ramping next turn. Like, they're in no rush to go off. They don't have the explosive hand, and they're gonna have to find a way to beat a counterspell now. Yep, they will play Grazer. It'll land into play, and then they're also probably playing their Kami as well. Nope, they won't. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab blue. Ah, DT. That could have been cool. Yeah, imagine if we had an extraction effect that didn't require the graveyard, like surgical extraction. Then we could totally take Primeval Titan out of their deck, or even Field the Dead, though Field is in play. I don't know what I would DT for, so we're gonna pass and Mana Drain instead. And if we don't have to Mana Drain, we could just Surveil. Yep, there's your Kami. Eventually, we're going to get some zombie tokens. And I could get a meat hook if we get close to that. Alright, let's get Surveil here. I do need more threats. I need to, like, win the game as much as I'm happy to hold up counter spells. Right, Tamio. We don't have a way to flip her, so I'm going to say that doesn't count as a threat. Although I could DT for a Brainstorm, of course. I just want to draw something like another Goyfa Frog that turns sideways very aggressively and very quickly to try and close this game out. Alright, a Grave. Alright, so we could shock this in and then tutor. And then I probably tutor for one of those two cards. We could also think about tutoring for a sideboard card. Think about tutoring for like, words are escaping me. Meat Hook Massacre to clean up zombies. But I think we really want to get threats down. I'm going to hold up counter spells, though. Yeah, I think we really just want the frog. We want the frog. We want to get in there. We want to get drawing cards. I think that's correct. And we also just want to pass the turn here. Or not. I think we might as well go to combat and swing. And if they want to trade with us, it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'm happy to have Bowmasters in my graveyard. That means we could buy it back. They don't really draw cards in their deck. Maybe that's a card I could have sideboard now. Bowmasters. Alright, please just put a Titan on the stack. I would love 6 mana. Alright, what are you doing, floating mana? Inconspicuously. Don't do that. Natural order? Yeah. See, decks that revolve around resolving this card, not too great. If they have a Veil, I'm mad. I'm mad about it. Oh. Dang, we even Thoughtseize them to get rid of the Veil. I think it's just GG. What could I have done? I had a DT last turn. Could I have tutored a little bit differently to play around that? Could have tutored for Thoughtseize, but then I didn't have the mana for it. Yeah, I don't think we can recover from here. If we had Meat Hook in hand, like if we tutored for that, then we could have played a huge meat hook and cleaned up the board. But I think that's good game. Yeah, we would definitely need a little bit different sideboard tech if we're going to take on this deck. All right, we are going to be up against TDK. Opponent going first. We have a hand that casts a lot of spells that only has one land, but we can interact a lot, so it's not like we're going to go down without fighting if we are stuck on one land. All right, and they are going to be playing a Luris deck. Let's see what kind of Luris deck it is. Maybe it's not correct to keep a hand with double discard against Luris because it's traditionally not as good. Oh, mirror match? Let's go. Mirror match might be fun. Right. Let's go ahead and take a look at their hand. See what's up. All right. Ooh, Mana Drain, Big Goy, Tammy. Yeah. I think I'm most interested in taking Mana Drain. I could answer their threats with Fatal Push pretty well. I'd be very scared if they played and flipped Tamio. Their Drain's not great. If they're playing Drain, they're just holding it up, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I think we're going to take the Tamio, which means next turn they're probably just going to tap out and play Frog, in which case we Fatal Push that Frog, and then that's mana positive for us. And then we play it from there next turn. Then we could just Thoughtseize the Mana Drain or whatever. Could have also taken Goyf instead of Tamio. But I think I'm a bit more afraid of Tamio flipping and winning this game. Right, yep, go ahead, play Frog. No, they're gonna play Goyf. Why? Why not play that Frog? Ooh, land. Fantastic. Here's a blue one. So we can play Tammy and Fatal Push. We could just play Bowmasters. We can... Well, the thing is we have a basic, so we definitely would want to play a blue card. Just the question of whether or not I'm supposed to Mana Drain here, or whether or not I'm supposed to take the Mana Drain with my Thoughtseize here. I do like the idea of taking one more look at their hand.
Oh, I stayed up too late.
Drew Fatal Push? Okay. So yeah, I'm going to take a Drain. 5-6, by the way. And then we could Fatal Push either the Frog or the Goyf. This thing's going to kill us. Oh my god. Look at that 5-6. Ow. Oh, we got our own crazy frog. I think we're supposed to pass the turn here. Not great. Yeah, I'm not feeling great right now. We're definitely behind. So I think here I'm supposed to try to Fatal Push the frog. And we just take 5. Ow. And they play their own Tamio, yeah.
Oh, how am I supposed
So
to
we're gonna have a blocker here, but they're gonna start drawing cards with Tammy. It's not great. Yep, they're gonna draw a card. I should have flashed this in before they made that clue, actually. Keep them from doing that. Ooh, okay, so we can play Frog and Tamio, or we can hold up the Drain. Let's go ahead and play both our threats.
I've read nearly the entire library.
That's a very interesting situation. I think we're still losing. Let's see. Lock here. What are you doing? Cruising? I would have loved to drain that. I think we had to get threats on the board, otherwise there's no shot of us winning. Yeah, it's gonna be really tough for us to beat a treasure cruise coming out on opponent's side of the board. Because then they're up on card advantage by so much. Right now they're only +1, I guess +2 if you count the clue, but then they're gonna go to a +4. It's too much. It's too much to beat. We do have this frog that could potentially draw some cards, but our opponent's gonna be able to throw out some blockers. Alright, the glyph does shrink a lot, which helps. But now we're dealing with a flipped Tameo, among other things.
Every plane has stories to share. Think before you act.
Yeah, I don't think we can beat this. Alright, so in the mirror match, we're interested in the scolds, we're interested in the snares. We could also maybe be interested in a DT. We could also be interested in thirsts, right? And then we're going to be just a little less interested in a couple of other things. Less interested in the drain. When we're going first, we could definitely like defend playing all 3 mana drains, but going second, we're going to be a lot less interested in them. We want the thirsts over the pushes. And it's just the question, do we want DT when we're going first? Do we want spell pierces? Or do we want extra pushes? I think one extra push might be best, but again, opinion warning here. I'm still figuring out the mirror match. I think this is cool. I think when we're on the draw, we definitely do want to cut like the extra mana drains, the extra nightmares, and play a bit more removal, maybe even some spell pierces. But when we're on the play, I think we're good to max out on the threats, max out on these greedy counter spells. All right. Yep, this is a nice instant speed hand that we can keep. It's not a hand that puts on pressure super fast, but it's a hand that's got the answers. And sometimes I like being the answer man with the answer plan. We can't possibly do anything to mess with them on turn 1, so I'm just going to play this tapped while I have the opportunity. This Spell Snare is obviously not going to hit anything. They do get to resolve a 1-drop if they so desire. Alright, and Thoughtseize, sure. Alright, Thirst, cool. Alright, pretty straightforward. Counter if needed, Bowmasters if not. And next turn we'll have 2 pieces of interaction up with the Spell Snare included. That's fine. Let's go ahead and play our Bowmasters. Yep, and there goes my boy. Alright, we get the 1-1 beatdown in 14 turns. My opponent will be destroyed. I think we're going to wait one more turn on Brainstorming, just because I think my hand is fine. I think I'm totally happy to either Spell Snare or Drown, whatever they play. We could even, like, Brainstorm on their end step if we are Spell Snaring something. We'll see. I'm not a big fan of end step Brainstorm gaming, though, but it's something that we could do. Agwave? Yeah, I could just Thirst that. It's fine. Alright, what's your second thing that you got? A bauble. Sure. Tameo. Do we want them to have a Tameo? I think this we can go ahead and answer. Or do we wanna? No, let's go ahead and say no again. I was about to say we really need to prevent this from flipping, but we do have the answer to flip Tameo in hand.
Investigate this scroll further.
So here, because we want to use Thirst on Tameo, I'm going to go ahead and drown the Netherglyph. Next turn we can Brainstorm to plan our turn. See if our opponent has like a Spell Pierce or something here. Okay, oh, there it goes. Oh, you got, though? You're going to flip that Tameo? We don't know. The world may never know. Okay, bobble? Sure. So do I want to wait another turn on brainstorming because of this cool bobble? I think so, actually. Let's go ahead and bobble this turn. See what's on top. An island. It's a question, do we want to just like blood chiefs this Tammy right now? Yeah, I think we could. Definitely could. But the question is, should we? It's tough to know. This card is threatening to flip and win the game. It's also going to start getting them clues, and we're at the point in the game where we're each going to have access to 4+ mana, meaning, oh, crap. I gotta fuck with this somehow. We gotta brainstorm now, I guess. Okay, Fatal Push. We got saved there, but I'm not happy about that at all. I think I walked into that, and that was very poor play of me. Alright, let's go ahead and swamp. Kill your Tammy, but oof. I should not have done that. I should not have done it that way. That was tough. Alright, what's really scary too is we're tapped out again. And it's never a fun place to be being tapped out. And our opponent is up on cards, which is tragic, as we know. Ooh, okay. We do get to Bowmaster hit them here. That's good. Bowmaster me back, sure, but I have mine. Bowmaster Goy. Yeah. Well, have this. Okay, take out your little guy too. And bobble. Let's see what's on top here. Nothing? Okay. I'll go ahead and take a look at what you got then. Also nothing. Okay. Spell Snare. That's a good draw. It's not going to do too much here. Opponent can hit me. I'm fine getting hit, I think. It's for one turn. We're going to want to block eventually. They're holding Stone Cold Nothing, so they can put Lower Systems to their hand, or they can escape their guy. I think they're working on an escape. Yeah, alright. Wave me gets slightly smaller. Right. Ooh, my own Goif. Oh my god, it's bigger. What beats a 5/6 Goif? How about a 6/7 Goif? What a large lad. Alright. It's because I have the cool enchantment in my bin, that's why. I got this. They don't have that. Uh-oh. They're gonna put, yeah, push on top? That's bad. And I don't have the counter spell for it. I have a spell snare. That's the wrong kind of counter. That's tough. Can we get him back, though? Maybe. Definitely going to want to block. Okay. A Sanctuary. This card doesn't work, but we can get you back. We can get rid of one of these, one of these, one of these, and one of these. And that is good, and it's still a 6/7. That's nice. But we're not doing great here, because they could just turn their stuff sideways and replay one of them with Luris, or replay the Bowmasters and kill me. Alright, good game, opponent. Alright, let's get one more in for the video. Game number 4, we're going to be up against Hunter99. We're going to be going second. I think this is a pretty sweet hand to keep. We got another Goif. We got a flexible 2-mana play at instant speed, and then we got Brainstorm after that to sculpt our hand for future turns. It seems sweet to me. Let's go ahead and jam a Goif. This Goif is awesome in this deck, by the way. It is amazing to have like a 1-mana scaling threat that can easily become like a 5/6 or even bigger in the late game to help you crash through lethal. And you could just protect it with your little counter spells. It's like Delver, except you don't have to do the work to flip it. It just naturally grows by itself. It's crazy. Alright, so we're up against Gigantho, Wooded Foothills. Let's see what they're fetching to see what they're playing. Probably Energy. Alright, let's go ahead and beat it. Energy is a bit of a tough matchup, but it's definitely winnable. Depends on how quickly they can flood the board. If they're not going to be flooding the board, then our deck pulls ahead. Oh, no board flooding? Nothing? Opponent. Can't tell me that. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and attack with the Goyf. There's a non-zero chance that the Bowmaster comes through. And in that non-zero chance, we can either drain it or we can counter Bowmaster it. Okay, and if it's just a bolt, that's fine. We accept just a bolt. And then we're going to do an instant speed play on their turn. We'll see how good of a card that they decide to play. Oh, it's Jund. Cool. I think we should be able to bully Jund. Alright, let's see what they're playing. So if it's a 3-drop, we're just going to drain it, and we're going to laugh a little bit. And if it's not, then we'll probably Bowmasters. Come on, play Jarcel, man. You want to do it. No? Okay, that's fine. Bowmasters. Alright, then here. Ooh, sink into the stupor, as they say. So we can just wait one more turn before we brainstorm and just hold up like Sink or Mana Drain, or we could brainstorm right now. I think it's fine to wait one more turn. Get as much information as possible. If they play a really impactful thing that costs a lot of mana, we can Mana Drain it, but if they just play some cheap stuff, then we could Sink one of the cheap things that they play. I would love a Minsk and Boo to go on the stack. I would love to counter that. A Demonic Tutor. Oh. Well, you know what they say, you don't counter the tutor, you counter the tutor target. So we're going to wait for a tutor target to come through. And we'll probably just sink it to be mana efficient, and then mana drain next turn. What they DT for? Maybe just a Thoughtseize to look at my hand and see what kind of counter magic I have. A Little Goyf? Yeah, Little Goyf can just get bounced. Actually, I should have done that at a little bit different timing, because what they could do now is they can go land Little Goyf again. I could have bounced it on their end step. Not that it matters too much. Let's go ahead and brainstorm here. Okay, Fatal Push, that's big. Oh, and Cruise, that's huge. We're going to put these extra lands that we don't want into our deck. Going to go ahead and get an island. We're going to be able to cruise soon. Fatal Push here. Alright, and then we're mana draining whatever they play into huge cruise. Game-winning cruise coming next turn. And then we're going to mana drain pretty much anything that they play that's remotely impactful on the board, just because I want that mana, so that we can cruise or put Luris into our hand or whatever. Even if they play Gigantha, I'm just going to take +5 mana, to be honest with you. I'll take my 5 mana, thank you. Oh, so much mana. What's replayable with Luris that's in our graveyard? Just the Goyf. Okay. Let's go... Actually, let's not go to combat. I want to use my mana. That. Let's go ahead and put Luris into our hand. And draw some cards. Keep the Goyf. Alright, and then we can hold up Stupor as a counter spell and play Tamiyo. Actually play Tamiyo, flip Tamiyo immediately. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Ooh, Thoughtseize, fantastic. Alright, put these back. I would love to shuffle at some point, but I don't know if I'm going to get the opportunity to. Alright, what do you got there? A Minsk and Boo. I think we get rid of that. Everything else is just going to be a little too slow to win them the game. Oh, wait a sec. I misthink. Oh, I did. Yeah, I didn't get to flip the Tamiyo here. I was like, why didn't my Tamiyo flip? Because I didn't draw my third card right there. I drew my third card off of Cruise. So am I killing Minsk and Boo here? Is that card going to take over the game too quick? I think it will. Then we can fight through the rest of these pretty easily. Play Goyf. Attack you for 2. That was funny. I had a little brain lag moment there for a second. I was like, oh, why is my Tamio still here? Alright, and then we can hold up Sync into the Stupor and Fatal Push whatever they play. Seems good to me. I would love for them to just like Boggart plus Fatal Push here. Okay. Yep, let's go ahead and Fatal Push this little thing out of the way. And then I'm just going to Sync into the Stupor, whatever they decide to play. That is fine. We're not going to sync that because they could just replay it. Replay it from hand. Now here, actually, I think I might want to Luris. I think I'm changing my mind, and I'm just going to Luris plus Goy from Graveyard. And we'll sync later. Oh, never mind, I don't have enough black mana. Tisk. Well, if I sync into the Stupor, this Boggart Trawler doesn't do anything, right? I'm weighing my options here. Yeah, it really doesn't. I can't escape the Goyf quite yet. Yeah, I guess Luris is still my best bet. And then, do I want to pay 3 life? Okay, never mind. I don't have to think about whether or not we want to put Stupor into play. Alright, so against Midrange Andy, you generally don't want your Thought Seizes in the mid-range matchups. You do want your Spell Snares, though their deck is a big Jund deck playing Minsk and Boo. So Spell Snare, it's losing a little bit of value here, unfortunately. I think a Deluge is going to be pretty good when we're on the draw. We can have one of Demonic Tutor to help us find sideboard cards, and then play something like this. Would Stern Scolding help? This is tough. This is tough. Our counter spells don't necessarily line up with Minsk and Boo. I mean, Mana Drain lines up very well, but that's about it. I think we run it back like this. All right, game 2 on the draw against Jund. So this is a fine hand, right? It's got some frogs. Technically has interaction. I fear we're going to get run over by Jund if we actually keep this hand. We don't have 1 or 2 mana interaction. I'm going to mulligan. Oh no, and then we mulled to a 0-lander. Oh, the punish. Okay, we're going to keep now this very sus hand. Alright. That's just how it is sometimes. Yeah, so that first hand I was pretty confident we would just get run over because like our cheapest interaction was Sync into the Stupor, so we would have to like get lucky and draw either a Fatal Push or a Mana Drain to slow them down. Alright, we're gonna get Thought Seized. Yeah, it doesn't get better from here. They did keep, what is that, 7 cards? Yeah. This might be a little tough here. Sewers. Let's play the Sewers first. Okay, that's fine to draw. Take a look at your stuff. We'll keep one of these baubles in hand just so that we can scry with this fetch land. I'm very happy about this Bowmasters, though. This is a big card. Okay. I'm going to really quickly bauble scry myself. We also drew Drown. That's another big card. Hey, Tamio. I don't think we want her. I don't think we want her without a way to flip. Okay, yeah, you can play Bowmasters, but now I'm just going to kill your Bowmasters with my Bowmasters while you're tapped out. Let's be disciplined, actually. I would rather... they don't have enough cards in Graveyard, never mind. Ah, so there goes Discipline. My idea was that if they play a 3-drop like Jarsel or Fable the Mirrorbreaker, I want to drown it. But they actually don't have enough cards in Graveyard for that, so now I just look like a dingus and let them get a free ping off. It's fine. So now if they play a Fable, it doesn't get better for us. It really doesn't. Now we think we could technically counter it, but only because we killed something with Bowmaster. Yeah, I wanted to counter that on the way down. Let's pass the turn here. So if they loot here, then we do get big value here out of the Bowmaster. They do not loot. Okay, and now we could do a big Mana Drain, hopefully get some value. Hopefully we can counter something with mana value 3+. I think it's best to take the damage here. This Bowmaster's doing big value. Especially if they have more Fables. That's got to resolve. Give me something juicy, please. Dude, that's not juicy enough. Man, you got to give me something really juicy. I think we're going to take this as the juiciest target possible, but not be too happy about it. Ooh, perfect. All right, yeah, we can now Deluge for 4. Maybe you should have attacked with my Bowmasters first, just in case that did get me better value. Alright, now we're top decking against Jund. We're down to 7 HP, but when you draw a Treasure Cruise, there's always a way back into the game. So hopefully we could draw something fun like Treasure Cruise or Demonic Tutor. What else would be really dope? Maybe a Psychic Frog on this empty board would be really dope. And hopefully my opponent has like a Minskin Boo in hand and they just walk into this Drown. That would be amazing. It would make my day. We also do have a big graveyard for if we draw the Goyf. My Goyf is at least bigger than their Goyf right now. My opponent, they are thunking about whether or not they should play whatever they have in their hand. The answer is no. They're going to put Gigantha in there, which makes total sense. Ah, big Goyf. Oh, he's bigger than Gigantha even. I think I should counter Gigantha on the way down, though, just because it is a big lad. Yeah, okay, Bowmasters. I think this card is acceptable, but the card that's not acceptable is Reflection. I don't want them untapping with Reflection and copying Bowmasters, so let me let this resolve. And then we're going to kill Reflection with Drown. Am I? I think I have to be disciplined and do it on their end step, because they could rip something like a Minskin Boo that kills us. I don't love the idea of them copying stuff. I also do need to defend this Goyf from removal spells. Oh, there it is! I called it! We called it. Yeah, that card would have killed us. No way around that. That would have just ended our career. Let's go ahead and take out the Reflection of Kiki Jiki here, because that card is scary. And then attack you for 5. Play another 5/6. Alright, winnable. So we're not in a great state. Ah, another Fable. That's strong for them. Ooh, okay. Okay. They do have to do some jumping here. We do have Mana Drain for whatever they decide to play, and then we can Mana Drain, put Luris into play. I mean, it's looking up. I really did not think we had a chance in this game, keeping 5 cards on the draw against Jund. This is looking good. It's 1 loot for them. What you got there, opponent? They're going to probably attack and then play Jegs. No, I don't think so, buddy. Nice try, but I got a Mana Drain. Nice. Alright, that was a fun video. I think we went 2-2. We lost the mirror match, unfortunately. We also lost to Prime Time just because this deck does not have the sideboard technology for that. Maybe I mis-sideboarded, maybe I misplayed, but we did pull out the cool wins against Jund and Burn. This deck is super fun. This deck's awesome. I mean, I highly recommend it if you want to pick up a deck for Timeless. Like, I do think this is solidly a tier 1 deck, probably like the 3rd best deck in the format right now after Energy Aggro and Show and Tell, and it's hard to get a better compliment than that.